Okay, so here's the final 3 pages of Our Thoughts Determine Our Lives, the chapter on thoughts. Number 19. Thoughts are planted in our minds all the time from all sides and directions. Were it given us to see the radii of thoughts, we would see a real net of thoughts. Everyone has a receiver, pardon me, everyone has a quote unquote receiver in his mind, one that is much more precise and sophisticated than a radio or a television set. How wonderful is the mind of man! Unfortunately, we do not appreciate this. We do not know how to unite ourselves with the source of life and to feel joy. The adversary is always planting seeds in our minds. St. Anthony was permitted to see the nets of thoughts around him, and when he saw them, he exclaimed, "Lord, who can be saved?" And he heard a voice saying, "Only those who are meek and humble of heart." The evil spirits cannot touch those who are meek and humble of heart, for they are united with peace and silence. They have no negative thoughts. Well, that is not me. Lord have mercy. Okay, number 20. There is a spiritual child of mine I would like to tell you about. He is a layman. He's a layman, but lives a holier life than many monks. I always tell him, do not accept suggestions. Tell yourself, I will not think about this. You will see, you will become well versed in this. And he did. He would refuse the suggestions that came from his thoughts without even going into battle. He has peace. He is physically a very powerful man who weighs over 220 pounds, but he has peace. After he had completed his service in the army, his parents wanted him to get married, but he said to me, "I don't know, Father. Seems to me I have become a eunuch." Okay, I feel like that would have been. Okay, never mind. Stop. I told him that of course he did not have to, but again warned him not to accept any suggestions that came from his thoughts, because bodily passions cannot be ignited without a quote unquote movie that our thoughts play. And without our watching that quote unquote film, the body is at peace when there are no such thoughts, I told him. I told him, be careful lest you start accepting the proposals from your thoughts. If you do, you will soon see that you have not become a eunuch. They want me to get married, and I do not wish to, he said. He was at peace, and girls did not interest him. One day he decided to try to accept a suggestion to watch a movie. He came to me saying, "What do I do now, Father? I can't get it out of my head." I said to him, "Do you now see how dangerous this is? Now you must be very vigilant in your prayers, and even your knees should smart a little. Everything will be all right after that." Soon he came back again and told me that he was never going to play with fire again. You see, he has acquired this discipline of thoughts, and he is at peace. Now he wants his friends, who engage in all sorts of unseemly behavior, to be chaste like him. He tells them to either live in chastity or get married. He talks to them about chastity and the Christian life so much that I had to tell him to tone it down a little. For when a person attempts to pull another away from evil deeds, then the demons attack him relentlessly. And attack him they did. He fought many spiritual battles, and the demons physically attacked him. He would come to me all bruised and beaten. It was unbelievable. This is how we must live, controlling our thoughts. It is not good to dwell on every thought that comes to us. Otherwise, we lose our peace. If we learn to refuse such proposals, we are quiet. We do not fantasize or create images in our mind. Number 21. While praying, a person should not have any thoughts, but rather become selfless. Wow. Even the Holy Fathers say this. While at prayer, behave as though there was no one else in the world, just you and God. When praying, we should not be preoccupied with ourselves, because in that case we are so absorbed in our own needs that we ourselves are detrimental to our prayer. We interfere with our own prayer. We are our own obstacle. We often think that evil is somewhere out there, but if it were not for the evil that already exists in us, the evil out there would not be able to touch us. The evil is in us. However, the evil itself is not to blame. We are to blame for having let our let into our hearts. We are at blame for having let it into our hearts and for having disturbed our peace. Let us say someone is threatening us or trying to talk us into doing something bad. Let him do so. This person has a will of his own. Let him do his job, and we will do ours, which is to preserve our inner peace. Okay, that's the end of the chapter. And I see now why I struggle with things. Okay, goodbye.